Hi there, I'm not even sure if I'm on, but I'm here. I think I'm on live. I have no idea, so wish me luck. Hi guys, I am first time I've been live on the trauma informed parenting group. I've done it on the private support group a few times, which seems a lot less scary because it's a not a public forum. I'm going to give it a go. I have been putting off doing this because I have a teenage daughter who just turned 20, who is horrified at the idea of me being live on the internet. When I first started the trauma informed parenting, she was not happy at this. She could see what was going to come. She could see the future before me. And she often always complains I don't speak about her in my workshops and on my videos and things. So now she can't say that because I spoke about her today. I'd hoped to do this early before she was awake, but she texted me 10 minutes ago. So she's going to know. Nothing I can do about it. So anyway, here I am, Suzanne Scott, trauma informed parenting. I just popping on to do a quick live. I'm trying to get better at doing it. I'm trying to do it more often, trying to help people. I'm aware that the long videos and the long workshops is too much for people to sit and watch. They're busy with their kids, so I'm going to just do wee short ones, try and give you some wee bits of information that might help. Today I'm going to cover all behaviours arise from a state of stress, because I constantly get asked these questions and parents struggle with this so much. See that their children are not choosing these behaviours. Understand that they're not doing it to you. They're not trying to manipulate you or control you or hurt you. We take it so personally as parents when we get stressed out. I did as well. I constantly thought my kids were choosing these behaviours. And I would say, why are you doing this? Why are you choosing this? And I couldn't see that they had no control over it, that their brain in that moment of stress and fear was filled with cortisol, stress hormone. It shut down their thinking and their short term memory was offline. They were making no sense whatsoever. It's confused and distorted thinking, and our kids do not know what they're doing. They are terrified. They're in a state of fear and terror for their lives. And in that moment, they think the worst thing that's ever happened to them is about to happen again. It's not a conscious thought, it's just a feeling that they have. They feel so scared that that's what they believe in that moment. And that is why they act the way they act and they do the behaviours that they do. They're not choosing them, they're just a reaction to fear. If you think about when we're scared and when we're stressed, what do? We do exactly the same thing. And what we fail to see, and I wrote this down because I was listening today to the Brian Post from Fear to Love audiobook, because it's just such a great book. And he said, and I thought this is so perfect for today, he said, what we fail to understand is that we are all controlling and manipulative when we are scared. And it's so true. That's what we do when we're scared. When our kids misbehave and we start to get stressed and scared, which I hadn't realised was what I was doing, was getting stressed and scared. We start to get stressed and scared and we start to control and manipulate. We start to shut down those the behaviours. We want to stop that. We want to come in with our control, which is not a conscious choice. That's just us acting out of our own stress and fear, adding more stress onto an already stressful situation. It's exactly what our children have been doing in those moments of stress and fear. Although I would imagine a child with trauma, I know for a fact a child with trauma, unless you've got the same amount of trauma, that child is more scared and more stressed, so the behaviours are more extreme. And they haven't learned how, they haven't grown into adulthood, they haven't learned how to manage that. But let's be honest, a lot of us haven't as adults learned how to manage that. I certainly hadn't learned. And being able to understand that and able to see my child's stress and fear that's causing the behaviour, it's what helped me to change the way I felt towards my child in that moment. Now, these are foster kids, these are my own kids I'm talking about, not just my kids with trauma that I've had in my home, my own child with autism and my own daughter, and actually anyone in my life. I see that behaviour, I see that reaction to stress and fear, especially now more than ever. I'm starting to see my own reaction to stress and fear first. I've been able to calm that down and do my breathing, and to be able to now when it actually is coming up for me, I'm able to stop in the minute or in the midst of it and say, right, hang on a minute, this is my stuff, this is my stress, and you're coming up. And then I can take a minute and calm down, and then I can attend to what's going on. And I couldn't have done that in that moment of stress and fear. My brain was offline, my thinking was distorted, so was my child's. None of us was making any sense. We're completely disconnecting from each other. Because in that state of stress, and what happens is your brain shuts down and you disconnect, and you're not in relationship in that moment. You're both in a state of fear and stress, and you're not connected. You're coming from a place of fear. You're either in a there are two states. You can be in a love state or you can be in a fear state. A love state is a thriving state, and a fear state is a surviving state. You're in one or the other. You cannot be in both at the same time. So if you're in a state of stress and fear, you're shut down, you're surviving, and so is your child, and you're disconnected from each other. And it's not until you can be calm and start to calm yourself down, bring your brain, do your breathing, bring your brain back online, start to turn that thinking back on, see what's really happening in the moment, not that thinking that if the worst thing's going to happen, your runaway brain is thinking all the worst things in the world are going to happen, this might happen, that might happen. What's happening now is at the end of the world, because often it's not. We can't see that because we're so stressed out. Calm down, breathe, and open back up into an open and connected state with your child, and allow your child to do the same. And that is when you're both connected and you're both calm. That is when you talk about what happened and what you do next time. Because in that moment of stress and fear, I was terrible for lecturing and shouting at my kids and when they were in that state of stress and fear, and I was in that state. Nobody was understanding anything. Nobody remembers what said to them. They're not learning. They're not learning anything. That's why consequences don't work, because they're not understanding what you've said. They're not hearing what you've said. They're not keeping it in. Their brain is shut down. When you're calm and you're regulated, is when you're open and you can listen, and they can remember, and you can have a conversation about it. And that's why there's no need for consequences, because they're learning then in the calm. We can stop and we can see the fear that is driving their behaviour. And see the fear and the fact that our stress, I often came in stressed, and I didn't realise that my stress was actually creating the behaviour, because my child was feeling my stress. I just learning even just recently. I did a short video on here with a lady who was really, really interested, and she was saying how, if you go into a room and everyone's panicking, everyone's scared, you're going to start panicking and being scared too. You can't help it, it's going to happen. It's the same with us and our kids. If we come in stressed, even about something else, our kids sense that off us and they become stressed. Their breathing becomes in line with our breathing, and if we're stressed out and we're, oh, it's the end of the world, our kids are doing the same thing. And that's where the behaviours come from a lot of the time. So if we can calm ourselves down, our kids are going to calm down too, because their breathing is going to fall in line with ours. If we can calm our breathing, their breathing will calm down as well. I can't tell you the difference that this technique has made in my life, and has made for a lot of kids that I've well, especially one child that I looked after, but my own kids as well. My daughter with autism, but also my own daughter that doesn't want me talking about her, but does want me talking about her. It's helped me hugely manage myself with her through her teenage years, which thank the Lord we're finally nearly out of. She turned 20, so I'm hoping that it'll be a whole new person, but we're getting there. It's helped me stay calm in her moments of stress and see her stress and fear. It's helped me help my child, my daughter with autism, stay calm in amongst this chaos at the moment where she has no routine, to help me manage myself so that I can manage her. And often there are times when I don't manage it and I do get stressed at life, and we all have bad days at the moment now and again, and I can see instantly her reaction to my stress. I can see it. And I had an argument with my husband. We had an issue and we had a bit of an niggle with each other. And until we talked about it and got it out, it was in there. It was there. And she could feel that. Her behaviours were strange. She was playing up a bit. And I knew that it was me. It was my stress, until I got to a point where I could work on that. We talked it through, me and my husband. We sorted it out. She just completely calmed down, because the whole feeling in the house is different when I'm stressed than it is when I'm calm. But I can't recommend enough. I went on last night. I've been looking to get a copy of the Fear to Love book. I've been talking about getting involved in doing some Brian Post book groups. And I thought, I'll get a book. So I've got one. And I've been online within minutes. I had it downloaded onto my phone. So I've listened to half the book this morning. I can't recommend it enough. Get on. I'll put the link to get the book underneath this video. So if anyone's interested in getting it and having it, it is absolutely wonderful. These techniques are life changing. And also, we're still doing workshops if anyone's interested in having a workshop or coming to a workshop. I'm happy to put some on. Drop me a wee comment or a message if you've got a group of people. I'm happy to do it. We are still putting on some free workshops, so let me know if you're interested, and I'm happy to do that. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.